everybody, and welcome to In the Warzone. I'm your host, Warzone Prez, and this week we got a couple things lined up for you. First of all, I'm going to carry on my video game controller saga with the Super Nintendo controller. We're going to see about playing a little bit of Super Mario World to kind of show you the controls and see how Mario has even evolved throughout the series. And we're going to finish the show up with another WoW update that Blizzard has put up about Cataclysm, a Q&A about Ashenvale, which is very interesting. We'll get to that in mere moments. Alright, with no further ado, the Super Nintendo controller. As you can see, it's very similar to the original Nintendo controller. Several differences right off the bat. More of like what they call a dog bone shape. That's what they refer to. The top loader Nintendo had a similar shaped controller. It's more ergonomically designed, not a box shape, so it's easier to hold in the hand. As you can see, you still have your D-pad control on the left-hand side. Your start and select buttons. But on the right, you have a new set of buttons. In addition to the traditional A and B buttons, you have X and Y buttons. In Mario World, the control is kind of flip-flop because instead of using A to jump and B to run, the way you hold the controller and the way the buttons are set up, it's actually easier to hold the Y in and hit the B button to jump, whereas the A is used to spin. Also, there's the first ever shoulder buttons, the left and right shoulder buttons. The additional buttons provide additional functions to these newer games, providing greater control over your character, the ability to do extra moves, and it was just a first step in a tradition of creating more buttons to create more control to better put you into that environment. And that's where the Super Nintendo and, as I showed you last week, the Genesis controllers were kind of progressing towards that. And with no further ado, let's take a look at Super Mario World. Alright everybody, welcome to Super Mario World. I'm going to show you the first level here, just to give you an idea of how Mario's changed. They've gone back to the same platform styles in Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers 3. Blocks of smash, power-ups to get, and what's this? Yoshi's first appearance. Friends are trapped in eggs, huh? But you knew that already. This introduced one of the many familiar characters in the Mario series, Yoshi. The ability to ride him and take a free hit, eat fruit, eat enemies. Unfortunately, until its sequel, Yoshi wasn't able to do his flutter jump. Throughout the levels, there's these dragon coins to collect. You collect 5 of them, and you get an extra life. Also, eating enough of these fruits will give you, not just indigestion, but a mushroom, as you just saw back there. I'm bypassing a lot of the extras, like the hidden areas, because I'm trying to fly through this as quickly as possible. As you can see, the gameplay is pretty simple. They've changed it once again, like I said in the controller review, from A and B to B and Y. Actually, with the Super Nintendo controller, it's a lot more comfortable to do it that way. With the introduction of the Super Nintendo, they were able to do a lot of new and interesting things with Mario. In addition to being able to ride Yoshi through the levels. The characters tend to have a lot more depth to them. Oh, that was lovely. Good job. Basically what the Super Nintendo did was allow for separate background graphics from the foreground, which gave it a little more depth, a little more of a 3D view. Whereas you could tell when as you're moving, if you look really closely, the background scenery will actually move slower than the foreground. What's the big deal about that, you ask? Again, it's the depth. It makes you feel as though the background is just that, in the background. It also allows for a lot of the familiar effects in say, the castle, the World 1 castle, where you're going through the gates, as I'll show you in just a minute. And here we are at the castle. As you can see by the background moving faster than the foreground, you also get the feel that the the gate is in the foreground, but it also allows for other neat tricks. Ah, shoot, I screwed that up. Basically, one of the many tricks you could do here is by staying on the gate and not doing what I just did by getting killed. You can continuously step on the Koopas and eventually rack up an extra life. And here's the part where I'm talking about the background, where it actually gives a 3D effect that you can go behind the scenes. And there I am racking up the extra lives. And that's one trick you could do to rack up at least like somewhere between 5 and 10 lives. Alright, now I want to show you one of the top secrets of the game. Hopefully I won't screw this up. In Ghost House number 2, if you begin with the leaf and the cape, all you have to do is run to the left and fly up the left wall, and you'll reach this upper area. By taking that upper area, first of all, you get 4 free guys. That's always nice. But you also arrive at the ghost house's secret exit. What does that do, you ask? As if you didn't know, it opens up what's called the top secret area. And in the top secret area are fire flowers, super leaves, and of course a Yoshi, which comes in really handy if you want to power up before entering a level. And the best thing is you could do this over and over and over again. Why, you ask? Free guy! And you can do that repeatedly until you have 99 free guys, or if you're playing the Game Boy Advance version, you can actually gain a whole lot more. Alright, one final note to get to my WoW update. Recently they had a Q&A about Ashenvale. Basically, it isn't like a Shard where they're redoing the whole area, but what they're planning on doing is changing things here and there. For a while, this has been a pretty contested area. A lot of forested land controlled by the Alliance Night Elves, while the Horde was slowly pushing up from the south. Well, now the Horde is going to get a little bit of a stronger foothold. The area is going to be even more contested. And because of the Cataclysm, a volcano has appeared in the middle of this forested area. And although there will be skirmishes here and there with the elementals, from the Q&A I can tell that it isn't going to be a big deal in the faction versus faction war. It's going to the area, from what I can tell, is still going to remain the same as far as the level of creatures that are going to be there, but it's going to be like I said, it's more contested. You're going to see the more horde encampments. They kind of gave hints that a few of the night elf encampments towards the Shire are going to be not there anymore, which further develops the whole storyline that the Shire is going to be a newbie starting zone for the Horde. So this kind of furthers that storyline, and it just gives you an idea of how much the entire world is going to change come Cataclysm. Oh, and before I end the show, there is one more thing I keep forgetting to tell everybody, and I forgot to say it on the Gamer's Playpen. Maybe I will this coming week. If you missed the show, November 2nd is the official release of Cataclysm. So in a little over a month, we're all going to be playing it. Unless you're playing the beta, in which you can go suck a turd because I didn't get in it. Until next time, this is Warzone Prez. Game over.